Hey everyone, Rich from Graphics Outfitters here today to show you one of our latest applications called OCRAssist for Gameclock. And OCRAssist differs from our traditional Score OCR program, as this is used only for generating a game clock. It's what we consider a hybrid technology because it uses the OCR data to increment a a manual clock that you would normally try to start and stop to match the scoreboard clock. So OCRassist in effect starts and stops the clock in sync for you rather than having to try to do it manually yourself. OCRassist sells for $499, and here's a basic little overview. You have a camera shooting a scoreboard. We recommend camera with no autofocus, no auto iris. We prefer composite output. That way you can effectively run at long distances over a piece of standard coax. OCRassist then comes into that signal comes into OCRassist through our application, and then our application then drives a free software application that we provide called ScoreHD Clock Visualizer. ScoreHD Clock Visualizer provides a way to assign stylized text to a clock, generate different colored backgrounds for Chroma Key, and then that is then sent into Livestream, Vmix, Wirecast through their respective remote desktop programs. So anybody who works with these programs obviously should know and understand how the remote desktop systems work to get video sources in from a desktop. ScoreHD Clock Visualizer also will output a text file, which will then work with live text with data link, so you can generate a clock from your live text templates, and the clock will be driven by OCRassist. So as far as the input source, the certified input source is currently BalckMagic Intensity systems. They have an Intensity Pro for HDMI. The Intensity Shuttle, which will take analog input, requires a USB 3.0 port on your host computer, or the Intensity Extreme for SDI inputs. So that's pretty much an overview of that. We'll take a look at the software. First thing we'll look at is we will look at what we call the clock visualizer application. And the clock visualizer, we can come in and we can assign stylized fonts from any font that's installed on your local computer. So those will end up being what is displayed in your bug graphic. And again, you can come in and select all the different weights and everything that go along with that font. So once you set up what kind of font you want, you can increase the size of the font in the window. You can change the background colors. So this was currently set up for Chroma Keying, so if I wanted to set this up as a Chroma Key, I can change the foreground color to any color I want, white, etc. So that's really basically all that Clock Visualizer does. It receives data, clock data changes from OCRassist, and basically this is what you would capture with your desktop presenter to bring into Vmix, Livestream, Wirecast, either direct or through the Chroma Key. So this would basically sit on your desktop, and OCRassist would then drive those digits. So when we come in and we look at the OCRassist program, it looks just like our regular OCR program. However, it has limitations on the number of digits. So since this is basketball and basketball shifts, the clock shifts below a minute, one of the big differences between ScoreOCR and OCRAssist is that OCRAssist does not do tenth of a second, which our standard ScoreOCR programs do tenth of a second. So I'm currently feeding this from a DVD player. I come in and I can change the input video. So I want to create a nice black on white image. I can come in, and if the camera is not 190 degrees on, I can then adjust this so that I get a basically line the characters on the right on the projection side up and down so that all the characters that I'm in the clock have the same shape and size. Biggest thing I want to do is come into the aspect ratio, and I want to decrease the aspect ratio so that the distance of the horizontal segments are the same as the vertical segments. After that, we will come into the calibration screen, and we will draw a box around our tenth of our first digit, which is the seconds digit, which will be the primary driver for OCRAssist. I left these. I'll get rid of these so we can recapture these from the previous session. And what we'll do is we will basically teach OCRAssist each one of these numbers. So we come in here. As you can see at this point, you can see where the clock version is. We can come under options, and we can say the output mode of this will either be OSC stream, which is what drives the clock visualizer, or a text file, which would drive your live text with data link. Your clock mode can either increment or decrement your local clock. So we have that set up for a decrement since we are doing basketball. And we're currently being driven by OSC Open Sound Control, which is the data coming from OCR is what we're driving to the clock. So we're going to come in here, and we'll set this for 3 minutes. They're about 3 minutes. As you can see from this point, our clock now shows 3 minutes up here, and shows that we're OSC driven. And currently we'll stop the clock, and now we'll come in here and we will capture the digits 0 through, or 1 through 0 all the way around. We will select auto snap, which will take a picture every tenth of a second, every 1 second, and then we'll just come in and we'll hit snap left as the clock begins to decrement. So there's our snap. So now OCRAssist will capture each one of those digits. So now that we're done, we'll come in, and since again the clock will shift under a minute, we will take the first digit and we will just copy and paste it here, and we'll place it under what will become the seconds digit when the scoreboard shifts below 1 minute. And that's about it. That's about all you have to do. We can now come in and we can put it into live detection. Like I said, I will come back and I will rewind the DVD player to 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and I will stop it here at about 3 minutes. We'll stop it there, and we will start the clock. And again, I can move the clock back and forth to synchronize it with the scoreboard. So at the beginning of the game, it would be 8 minutes. You would set it to 8 minutes, start it, and then when the scoreboard started moving, then your clock visualizer would start moving. So at this point, we'll just start the video, and you'll see that the clock visualizer is now moving in synchronous with the input video. So the input video stopped at 2:51, and the clock visualizer also stopped at 2:51. Again, it starts, the clock visualizer starts. So really that's about all there is. And you just simply, if something happens and something happened to the camera it got knocked over or something, then we have the ability over here to switch to manual, which you can then switch to a completely manual mode, and you can start and stop the clock in a more traditional completely manual mode until you can reestablish the OCRassist camera. So we'll just let this run here. We'll let this run down below a minute so you can see what it does below 1 minute. OCRassist again is PC only, no Macintosh version. It is $499 and includes the little clock visualizer so that you can come in and change a stylized font that you want with your clock to integrate into your existing graphics. So I'll just sit back and let you watch it run below a minute, and then that will be the end of the presentation. So that again, that's it for the functionality of OCRassist. Again, $499, PC only, and we recommend this running this on a separate PC from what your existing application, Livestream, Vmix, or Wirecast is currently using, because the input device tends to conflict with the application, which also tries to acquire dedicated use of the video input device. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot. See you next time.